Good morning, children. Hope you revised remainder theorem and the questions based on it. Now follows the factor theorem. The next topic is factor theorem. When you were finding the remainder using remainder theorem, or while division of polynomials, when you got the remainder, many cases were there when you were getting the remainder as 0, and we used to write as the conclusion that the divisor is a factor of the dividend. So same way, what is factor theorem stating? The factor theorem states that let p of x be a polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1. Let this polynomial p of x be divided by another polynomial of the form x minus a, where a is a real number, and if the remainder p of a is 0, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. This is the meaning of factor theorem. When any polynomial p of x of degree greater than or equal to 1 is divided by a linear polynomial of the form x minus a, where a is a real number, and if the remainder p of a is 0, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. Or conversely, you can say if x minus a is a factor of p of x, then p of a is equal to 0 also. Both these concepts will be used in the remaining part of the exercise question. These are the statements in the textbook for both remainder theorem and factor theorem. That is, if p of x is a polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, then the first concept is p of a is equal to 0 if x minus a is a factor, or if p of a equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. Questions 1, 2, 3 of exercise 2.4 in your textbook is problems related with factor theorem, but I will be explaining the factorization using splitting of middle term, as questions 4 and 5 involve workout with splitting of middle term. Kindly watch a video which is published earlier on factorization of polynomials, and it was titled Factorization of Polynomials for classes 9 and 10. Factorization is the process by which you are deriving the factors of a polynomial either using the special products of a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, a minus b the whole square as a square minus 2ab plus b square, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square, or by the concept of splitting of middle term as x plus a into x plus b as x square plus x into a plus b plus ab, where a plus b determine the sum of the factors and ab determine the product of the factors when the factors are a and b. Thus, the four different types of the polynomials, or thus how to get the factors by splitting of middle term when the different patterns as shown is given to you. X square plus 5x plus 6, x square minus 5x plus 6. These are the quadratic polynomial x square plus 5x plus 6 and x square minus 5x plus 6. When you take the product in both these polynomials, the product value is plus 6, product value is plus 6. the sum is minus 5 and plus 5 and the sum is minus 5. When the product is positive, the rule is the factors what you are selecting for 6 should be added in such a way that the sum is 5. The factors are 2 and 3 because 2 into 3 is equal to 6 also. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Now, the sign will be given as per the sign which is allotted for the sum value. That is, both the factors will have a positive sign and both the factors will have a negative sign. Thus, rule 1, if product is positive, both factors are of same sign as the sign of the sum value. Thus, the factorization is done as x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6 x into x plus 2 plus 3 into x plus 2 or x plus 3 into x plus 2. Similarly, x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 x into x minus 2 minus 3 into x minus 2 or x minus 2 into x minus 3. These are the two examples of the factorization with the product as positive and the sum value. In the first case it is positive and the second case it is negative. And if you follow with the common rule of what we have mentioned here, the factors will be of correct sign. X square plus x minus 6 x square minus x minus 6. If you look into these two examples, the product value is minus 6 and the sum value is plus 1, sum value is minus 1. When the product is negative, the rule is the factors should be subtracted in such a way the sum value is obtained. The factors are 3 and 2. The factors are 3 and 2. But how come the sign? The positive symbol will go for the bigger factor and 2 will be assigned the unlike sign. Similarly, negative will be assigned to the greater factor and 2 will be allotted with the unlike sign. And the factorization, x square plus 3x minus 2x minus 6 x into x plus 3 minus 2 into same x plus 3. Factorization is x minus 2 into x plus 3. Similarly, x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 x into x minus 3 plus 2 into x minus 3. The factorization x plus 2 into x minus 3. Thus the rule is if product is negative, factors are of unlike sign. The greater factor with the sign of sum value. Point 4, question number 1. Determine which of the polynomial has x plus 1 as a factor. There are 4 subdivisions. I will just work out question number 1 and 4. X cube plus x square plus x plus 1. We have to check whether x plus 1 is a factor. Remainder p of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square plus minus 1 plus 1 which is equal to minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1, which gives you the answer as 0. How do you present? Since remainder is 0, x plus 1 is a factor of x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. This is the way of presenting your answers. 4 in the same question number 1. Remainder p of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 the whole cube minus minus 1 square minus 2 plus root 2 into minus 1 plus square root 2. Minus 1 the whole cube is minus 1. Minus 1 the whole square is positive 1. With this negative, it is negative 1. Minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Along with this negative, it will be plus 2. Minus root 2 and along with this will become plus square root 2 plus square root 2. Minus 1 is minus 2 plus 2 plus square root 2 plus square root 2, which shows that square root 2 plus square root 2 is 2 root 2. Since remainder is not 0, x plus 1 is not a factor of x cube minus x square minus 2 plus root 2 of x plus square root 2. Question number 2, same pattern of question with the dividend polynomial and separately with the divisor polynomial. Question number 2 can be tried on your own. The next type of question where the factor theorem is applied, you are given a polynomial with an unknown quantity and it is given that x minus 1 is a factor. How do you present the answer? P of x is equal to x square plus x plus k. Since x minus 1 is a factor, remainder equal to P of 1 is equal to 0. That is the main concept of this type of question. That is 1 square plus 1 plus k equal to 0, 1 plus 1, 2 plus k equal to 0, or k is equal to minus 2. Thus, using the factor theorem, we are getting an unknown quantity, the value of an unknown quantity. Similarly, since x minus 1 is a factor, remainder P of 1 is equal to 0, that is k into 1 square minus root 2 into 1 plus 1 equal to 0, k minus root 2 plus 1 equal to 0, or the value of k is root 2 minus 1. Thus, both remainder theorem as well as factor theorem, the word remainder is a key word where even if you are applying remainder theorem, you are finding the remainder, or when you use factor theorem, the remainder value is 0. Question number 4. There are 4 questions on factorize using splitting of middle term. I will be working out all of them, and the pattern of question number 5, one of the questions I will do today, the remaining you can practice on your own before my next class. 12x square minus 7x plus 1, the product is positive 1 into 12, which is equal to 12, and the sum is minus 7. When the product is positive, as per the rule, the sum of the factors will give you the product as well as the sum. and the sign will be allotted as per the sign of the sum. Thus, the factors are -4 and -3, which makes you sure that -4 plus -3 is -7. -4 into -3 is equal to 12. 12x square minus 4x minus 3x plus 1. The common terms as 4x into 3x minus 1 minus 1 into 3x minus 1, and the factorization 4x minus 1 into 3x minus 1. Similarly, the product is equal to 2 into 3 is 6, positive 6, and the sum is equal to positive 7. The rule is the factors of the product is 6. When you add, it should give the sum. So the factors are +1 and +6 because the sign of the sum term is positive. Factorization is 2x square plus 1x plus 6x plus 3. While taking the common factor, x into 2x plus 1 plus 3 into 2x plus 1. When you get the same factors here, which means your factorization or the factors are correct. X plus 3 into 2x plus 1. Both these sums are given with the product value as positive, and one of them with a negative sum and one of them with a positive sum. 6x square plus 5x minus 6. The product is minus 36, sum is plus 5. When the product is negative, the difference of the terms will give you, the difference of the factors will give you the sum. The factors are 4 and 9. Depending on the sign of the sum, the greater factor and the will get the positive sign, and the other factor the unlike sign. 6x square minus 4x plus 9x minus 6. 6 and 4, the common factor is 2x into 3x minus 2 plus 9 and 6, the common factor is 3x minus 2. So the factorization is 2x plus 3 into 3x minus 2. Similarly, the product is minus 12 and sum is minus 1. The difference of the factors have to be 3 and 4 based on the sign here, the greater factor, and the other one will get the unlike sign. 3x square plus 3x minus 4x minus 4. 3x into x plus 1 minus 4 into x plus 1, or 3x minus 4 into x plus 1. Once you are thorough with the splitting of middle term, the next question is find all the factors of a cubic polynomial, which is a very, very important 4-mark question for any exam. The question is factorize x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. Since the degree of this polynomial is 3, this polynomial can have a maximum of 3 factors. And the first step to find out which is a factor is only through a trial and error method. Substitute the value of x as, starting from, substitute the value of x as 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, etc. till you get this polynomial as a 0 polynomial. That is, p of x is equal to x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. If x equal to 1, p of 1 is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2. 1 minus 1, 0. minus 2 plus 2 also 0. Therefore, P of 1 is 0 means that x minus 1 is a factor. In some questions, you may have to try with minus 1, 2, minus 2 and so on till you get the first value of x, which will make the polynomial a 0 polynomial. So here, one of the factors is x minus 1. Now our step is to find the remaining two factors. For that, we have to do the long division method as x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2 with the long division with x minus 1. The first step is x cube divided by x is giving you x square. The first term will be the same. Minus 1 into x square is minus 1x square. Subtracting, change and the first term gets cancelled. Minus 2x square plus 1x square is minus 1x square minus x plus 2. Minus 1x square by x is giving you minus 1x. The first term you can write the same. Minus 1 into minus 1x is giving you plus x. Subtracting, you are getting as minus 2x plus 2 minus 2x divided by x is the same as minus 2 minus 2x. Minus 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. By changing the sign, the remainder is 0. If the factor you have taken here is a correct one, definitely the remainder will become 0. In case the remainder is not 0, either your division is wrong or one of the factor you have taken is wrong. The third step is factorize x square minus 1x minus 2 by splitting off middle term. The product is equal to minus 2. Sum is equal to minus 1. The factors are 1 and 2, and 2 will have negative sign and 1 will have positive sign. That is x square minus 2x plus 1x minus 2, x into x minus 2 plus 1 into x minus 2, x plus 1 into x minus 2. Thus, what are the three factors? The three factors are, therefore, the factors are, first factor is x minus 1, the second factor is x plus 1, third factor is x minus 2. Thus, there are three stages in factorizing a cubic polynomial. The first stage is check which value of the variable is making the polynomial a 0 polynomial. Apply factor theorem to get one of the factor. By long division, you will get a quadratic polynomial, which in turn will be factorized by using splitting of middle term. Please try the remaining three questions on your own.